Mm-hmm.
And YouTube is live as well. Welcome to the Fantasy Cup breakdown, and if you are watching the VOD, just maybe, if you don't want to listen to the killer banter that Lyle and I always have, then skip ahead about 10 minutes or so. If you want an example of great banter, Lyle, go.
Oh, I don't know. I'm really tired, so I don't really have much to say.
See, the comic genius. That is Lyle Jeffs the third, everybody.
That's me.
That is him.
Yo, what's up, Thorn? Welcome in. We're talking about according to Thorn, it's a Flygon meta, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I don't have a Shadow Flygon, unfortunately, but...
So I fantasy to have the big wins like Lyle and Fish on a regional stage. Well, joke's on you. I've never won.
You've won on a regional stage?
I haven't won on a regional stage.
You were on a stage. You were on a stage at a regional, technically an IC, and you won, so that counts.
Well, it's, I mean, if it's an IC, it's not a regional, isn't it?
Well, enjoy your joint there, sir. Hope you have a good one.
Are we gonna get
it is
like delisted for drug references now?
I mean, it's legal in Canada. I don't know about in Australia, but
no, we're actually quite conservative for how laid back the people are in general. Like, we still have very conservative. Like, we were one of the last countries.
I'm starting to hear a little bit of double of you, just so you know.
Oh, really? I don't think that's coming through on the stream. I think that is just a function of that sharing that I
It seems better now.
I didn't do anything.
It's like, I don't know.
Alright, I'm gonna quickly unshare and reshare my stream.
What the fuck what is Manadugong saying about mirror coat, Araquanid, or some shit? Oh my god, I don't fucking know, man. I can't even handle this guy.
This guy. Can I turn the microphone off? That would be amazing. I don't think I can, unfortunately. So I guess you will just hear me slightly doubled. Unless, can you deafen yourself on Discord? No, but then you can't hear me. Never mind.
It's fine. It was only for like a brief second there. I don't know.
Interesting. Homegrown. Let's go. Okay, so here's an example of how clueless I am. I was hanging out with some friends, and one of them goes, "Oh, I'm thinking of growing some plants," and everyone else is like, "Oh yeah, dude, great idea." And I'm like, "Oh, what kind of plants?" And they all just look at me. Azaleas.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for telling us your moveset, Manadugong. Also, yeah, they're gonna. What's a native flower of Australia? I don't know. You tell me.
Native flower? Well, I mean, we've got a few.
I mean, they've got to have like an official flower or something, you know, like.
Yes, let's find out.
This guy doesn't even fucking know.
Each state has a floral emblem, but I don't know if Australia has one.
What's your state's floral emblem?
It is called the Sturt Desert Pea.
The fuck is that?
It's a weird looking flower. Yeah, no, it looks like there's no Australian one. It's just state by state.
What is this? Let me see what this one looks like.
The Sturt Desert Pea.
I want to see what it looks like, and then I'll show you the Ontario flower after. We can compare whose state or province has the better flower. Oh no, ours is fucking wicked. We got a sick flower up in this shit.
I mean, don't sleep.
What's that? That's not a real picture?
Oh no, it won't let me like click on the thing.
Just go to Google Images.
Oh, fucking whatever. I was trying to get like all of the.
This guy's a boomer. That does look like a pea. Doesn't really look like a flower. It's
Trippy AF.
yeah, we have a flower. There is an Ontario flower. It's called the Trillium.
Oh, the Trillium.
It's a really, really nice flower. Yeah, you're supposed to look it up now. We're supposed to compare. Chat will tell us which one's better.
Your thing.
No. You got it right there.
So what's it? How's it spelled?
Trillium. TRILLU something. I don't know. It'll come up.
IUM.
Trillium. There you go. Oof,
I'm gonna say the Stir Desert Pea way cooler.
What? Dude, it's iconic. It's three like white leaves like that. It's a really, really fancy flower.
I mean, yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
The thing's in you cannot actually you can't pick that. See the bottom picture? They kind of grow like that. Like all like left. As a bunch.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can't actually like pick those flowers. It's technically like illegal to pick them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a special flower or something. I don't know.
Is that just in Ontario?
Probably.
The Australian one looks it probably is. No, I don't think it is, to be honest.
It probably is, man. It's Australia. Everything's fucking out to kill you, right?
Yeah, inside this little bunch of pea things is a stinger just ready to just pop up when you try and pick it.
Yeah, it's got a scorpion. Each one of those has a scorpion inside of it.
Yeah, Paradox is with me. Desert Pea way cooler. I mean, look at
Desert Pea looks like ass, dude. I don't know what the fuck that is. That's not a flower, though.
Yeah, they're just doing their own thing. They're not conforming to what you say a flower should look like, Lyle.
Okay. Whatever.
And you can apparently buy this one for $5 Australian.
There you go. Go buy yourself a nice Desert Pea.
Mm. You know what I ain't buying is a Trillium.
Well, you can't, so good luck.
You can't, yeah. Cool, that was a fun detour. Tiger snake, one of the most venomous snakes in Australia. Okay, yeah, our animals, definitely deadly. We've got, like, the 10 most deadly animals in the world or something like that. Nah, not deadly. Because, like, technically the mosquito
Isn't it just, like, poisonous? Poisonous or some shit, like...
Venomous, I believe.
Yeah, venomous or whatever, yeah.
Got the 10 most venomous snakes, I think.
And they got like giant ass fucking spiders that will just like crawl up your ass and shit.
You leave the ass spider alone.
Yeah, the ass spider is the worst one.
The South Australian ass spider.
You got it. That's why if you ever talk to Australians, they check their toilet every time because the ass spider likes to hide out inside the toilet bowl.
Some people enjoy it though.
Okay, I mean whatever floats your boat, right? I'm not here to judge. Whatever you like to do. So.
They call it that not just because they crawl up your ass, but because they are also the size of an ass. So it's
they're
an
big
ordeal.
ones.
Yeah.
Is it? Are there more? Is it like less like murderous animals in Tasmania or more? I feel like less probably because it's like a island, so
yeah.
Due to like selective whatever, like there's less stuff there, right? But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because like really, we don't see that many animals. Like we're in a city, like we don't see that much wildlife.
What? You're not in the outback?
No. That's why I get such good internet.
Oh, little bro, I thought you were in the outback.
I have seen a snake in the wild twice. Ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez, I thought this shit was more common.
Nah. I mean, I'm sure they're around. Like, there's a walking track near my house, and there's a sign, like, up in the park that says, caution, snakes, beware of snakes, but I've never actually seen one there.
Right, so you, like, kind of just, like, stay away from them, and you're like, if I do my own thing, they're gonna do their own thing, and like
we have an understanding.
We're not gonna bother each other, right?
It's the part of the 1932 treaty between human and snake.
Okay. When was Australia founded?
Technically, we became a country in 1901.
Late blue.
What was that? You cut out?
I said you're late bloomers.
Yes, we are. Well, when did Canada become a thing?
Oh, I forget the exact date. I think it was like 1867 or something like that. Was Confederation.
Oh yeah, you're not that much older.
That was the official founding of Canada, but I think to become officially free from the Queen, I don't freaking know. That's probably something different. I have no idea. You know how the Queen is, right?
The
Australians know. The Australians know a thing or two about the Queen.
Yeah, we're aware of it. So I think people, like white people, first came to Australia in like late 1700s, but it was originally separate. All the states were separate colonies, just offshore colonies of Britain, and then we federated in 1901. So it took a while.
Right. I'm just trying to do something quickly before we get started too. I'm multitasking.
Go you.
I'm trying to put
getting shit done.
A new screen protector on my phone.
Oh no, Lyle.
What?
You can't do that distracted.
Why?
That you need full concentration for something like that.
I'm almost done.
You get it slightly wrong, and you're gonna have bubbles on that thing.
Oh, there's no bubbles. Looks pretty good.
Is it glass or a plastic screen protector?
It's a tempered glass screen protector.
Yeah, so you don't usually get. I mean, you can still get bubbles on those things, I think.
I mean, there might be some bubbles. I don't fucking know.
You can also get like dust underneath, and that would bug the crap out of me. Just seeing this bit of dust trapped under the glass forever.
I think there is some dust under there, but the good thing is once your screen's on, like you can't really see anything behind it, right? Like.
Yeah, that's true. Unless you've done a really bad job.
I think I did do a really bad job on this one, but whatever.
It's because you're distracted. Flay says, have you ever seen a huntsman spider in the wild? They're impossibly huge and terrifying. I definitely have. I can't tell the difference between different spiders. Like, I know what a redback looks like. I don't necessarily know, just by looking at it, what is a huntsman versus any other spider. The problem with spiders is that they can turn up in like the worst spots. So like, I heard of someone who picked up their headphones, and there was one just nestled in the cup of the headphones.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
I literally, since hearing that story, I've checked like every time I put my headphones on.
I don't know how this got fucking dirty. Whatever. I got 3 of these, so it's fine. I'll try the second one. The problem was my last one cracked. I dropped my phone.
Yeah. I mean, that's why.
And it's been cracked. It's been cracked for like 3 weeks or more. So I mean, I've been using a cracked screen protector, so can't get much worse than that, I guess, right?
No. Was it like impractically cracked? So like, I've got a crack that's like in the top left corner, and it's like a hair.
Yeah, I was like in the corner. I didn't drop my. No, I dropped it getting out of my car, I think. Yeah, like that's why. Yeah, you always check your headphones and always check your toilet, right? Those are the 2 important places to check.
100%.
Yeah, this is pissing me because I wiped this off really good, and I cleaned it off, but apparently a little bit of dust still got on this bitch. So.
Dradagon season. Ooh, so
Are we into rankings yet? I can talk rankings.
So. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm trying a second try with this. I think it was only $10 for like 3 of these, so it's not like the end of the world.
Remember that part where I said short and sweet?
Oh no, we're having a good time. Okay, Drudagon. Wait, what? Are we talking about dragons?
Yes.
Well, there's. So do you want to just talk about the cup briefly before we start?
Yeah.
There's 3 types allowed, right?
Yep.
3 allowed typings. There's no bans, from what I understand.
I believe that is the case. Yes.
So the 3 allowed typings are what? Fish, you go ahead.
Good teamwork. While I do something else, dragon, fairy, and steel types, which automatically that makes it a very, very difficult road for the dragons to get any sort of traction. But there certainly is play. I know Dragonair just like has the tools to be able to overcome a lot of bad matchups. Dradagon, I'm keen to check that out, see if that has the same thing. Not in the top 20, but it's cool, and that's the main thing, right?
Dradagon is pretty cool. I used to love using it. I remember when it first came out and stuff like Love Cup back in the day. Dradagon was really good. But I think there's definitely other dragons that are better in this meta.
Surely I've missed it. Dradagon. No, we're still scrolling.
I think it's really bad.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, there it is. 119 with a score of 56.7.
Only 119. I mean, it could be worse, right?
Technically, yeah. Beats Turtonator.
That's something.
That is something.
Well, it makes sense because Turtonator has a fire fast move, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it lose to other dragons that have dragon fast moves, right?
And it's also taking the Dragon Claw damage.
Well, but I'm saying just in general, like you're gonna have the Dragon Tail damage in general is gonna do really well when your Pokemon is not resisting. I mean, you're resisting their fast move, and you're dealing super effective fast move, right? And that's the only problem with Turtonator is it's kind of clunky. Like if Turtonator had Dragon Claw, it'd probably be like the #1 Pokemon in this cup.
It'd be so good.
But unfortunately, it has Dragon Pulse, I believe.
Yeah, and Overheat.
There's some ass charge moves or something.
Is Dragon Pulse 60 energy?
I'm not sure. I know it's not cheap. It could be. 1 second.
Shit.
You okay with it?
Let me check that up because that'll make a big difference, to be honest. Because if you can get to Dragon Pulse cleanly in 3 Incinerates.
There are only 2 elite teams, according to Omar. Well, that's awesome, Omar. I'm glad that you think that. I would probably disagree on that, but Dragon Pulse is what, 60 damage? I mean, there's only
16.
3. There's only 2 Dragon moves. No, there's got to be more than that, right? There's Outrage and also Breaking Swipe.
No, I just typed DRAG, and so this is showing me all the moves that have a dragon in it.
Okay, there we go. There's more than that.
Yes.
Oh, they have the stats for Roar of Time and Spatial Rend as well?
65, 150 for Roar of Time. And
Registeel Double Fairy. That sounds like very Resident Sleeper, but yeah, I mean, sure, potentially that could be interesting. The thing is, there's definitely Pokemon that can break those cores, so I wouldn't say that. But anyways, we'll get to that later. Let's talk about the dragons here quickly. Let's start with the dragons. Let's try to break it down from a fundamental standpoint here. Okay, so Turtonator is the top-ranked dragon in the cup because you are taking neutral damage from fairy typing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look here, you're a fire type, which obviously does pretty well into the steals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because of the dragon subtyping, you're taking neutral damage. Like you can see here, the matchup with Tapu Fini.
Isn't that bad?
It's like pretty okay. I mean, you're baiting with a Dragon Pulse, so it's. I mean,
yeah. That Dragon Pulse is that a self debuffing move? No.
No, Overheat is though.
Draco Meteor is what I'm thinking of there.
So this is just such a weird sim. You're baiting with the higher energy charge move that's double resisted.
That's
like.
I mean, yeah, you just wouldn't bait, right? Because they're never gonna shield.
It also has Flash Cannon and Flamethrower. Yeah, if you just go straight Overheat, like, what happens if you actually just like, farmed up to like I'm just curious to see if you like actually just farm up to like 100 energy here, right?
Mm.
Then you through the Overheats, they can shield the first one,
and
then you build back up here, and then you Overheat again. I mean, and this is you shielding a Surf. Like you're getting it down to 25 HP, the Tapu Fini. So it's not like great, but it's not like horrible.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a better play might be to like if you have it in the lead, then you can build up to 100 and then throw an Overheat and dip.
Yeah,
what does that get?
Overheat does 43%.
Yeah, that's decent.
So that's like a good chunk of damage for sure. And yeah, like 2 Overheats will knock out. So, and like they kind of need to respect it, even, it's gonna hurt. So that makes sense why the Sim's baiting there. So I think it's a pretty strong pick because again, there is lots of steel types, like things like Escav, things where you can deal a lot of fast move damage with the Incinerate are really good. The Registeel matchup is interesting that it's so close, just because. Oh, I don't know. Oh, this is weird. This sim is really weird.
What's it doing?
Well, it's taking the second Focus Blast for some reason, when you can just get to an Overheat. I think PV Poke messed up this sim.
How much does Zap Cannon do to the Turtonator?
Zap Cannon does only 34%. It's resisted.
Yeah, that's
Focus Blast does 50%. This thing actually has almost a stat product of 1957. Like it's fairly bulky.
Yeah.
And wait, is this not? What is applied? So look at this actually. I don't know why the sim says it's like a 500 battle rating, 584. It's actually an 857 on even energy because you can even going straight Overheat. You CMP on the second Focus Blast, I believe. Yeah, you CMP on the second Focus Blast, and you are and you kill with the debuffed Overheat. So this is actually an insane matchup for Turtonator. Now that I'm looking at it, but if you give Registeel like 1 lock-on energy lead, then they will be able to. Pretty sure they with 1 lock-on energy lead. Does it matter? It should. 4. It's not letting you throw for some reason. Okay, 2 lock-on energy leads. That doesn't make any sense.
Infamous. Welcome in.
I'm at the move here. Anyways, I think you just need a slight energy lead, like a very slight energy lead, and you should be able to outpace the 2 Focus Blasts, which do 54%. So like, it's not like they're doing nothing. But the one thing to note, and I'm just realizing this now, is that Turtonator only has 112 HP. So lock-ons are like, you get 10 lock-ons on. And the Focus Blast doing 61 damage, so
that increases the opportunity for a lock-on farm down.
Yeah, it's a little bit lower on the HP side, so definitely something to consider. But it looks really strong.
So maybe I mean, like the way people play Red Steel into Lickitung these days is they just go straight Zap Cannon and like undercharge the second one, so that they can get the farm down there. Maybe it's the similar with Turtonator, where you can like just throw a couple of Zap Cannons and then farm down.
Well, no, but it has Incinerate. What are you talking about? Incinerate's doing 12% to Registeel.
I'm gonna be honest, I did forget that part of the equation. Yeah.
It's got a super effective fast move.
I forgot that they're attacking us too.
Yeah, it's definitely very strong. So if we look at what beats it, basically the only things that really do well against it are, so G-Fisk has a decently positive matchup because it can spam out those rock slides, right? And obviously being a fire type, you're going to take super effective damage from Mud Shot and Rock Slide. This could be a baiting scenario too. Let's see here. It is a baiting scenario. You need to land an Earthquake to beat the Turtonator. Looks like, oh no, yeah, you do. You need to land an Earthquake. So it can survive a Rock Slide in the Mud Shots.
It can 2-shield farm down the G-Fisk.
Yeah. So I mean, but G-Fisk can also basically one-shot it too, right? So like a Rock Slide is doing 46%, and Earthquake is doing 82%. So technically, it can take it from full health, but
not with Mud Shots.
Yeah, but it does a lot. So that's an interesting matchup. But the main thing that's going to be able to beat this very well, Azu, just because of the insane bulk. Like whereas Tapu Fini has to worry about overheats, Azu doesn't, right?
Yeah.
And as we saw earlier, basically anything that can deal Dragon type fast move damage or low energy Dragon type move is going to destroy it too. Like as you can see here, its key losses basically loses to almost every Dragonite. This is Mud Shot Flygon because obviously Mud Shot's super effective, and you're spamming at those Dragon Claws and Scorching Sands. So Dragonair, Haxorus with counter does really well in it. Basti, obviously, of course, Basti's going to beat it. So those are, of the meta, those are the things that beat it pretty handily. So those are some things to consider. Any other dragon?
You know, is there a case for running Flash Cannon over Dragon Pulse maybe to help with those fairies like the Azu and the Tapu?
I don't think so. Like, I think you do want the dragon coverage with this, right? It's like for like a closing potential. Like Overheat's doing 54 damage to Tapu Fini, or sorry, to Azu. Flash Cannon's doing 61. Flash Cannon's also 70 energy.
Yeah, which makes it super awkward with the Incinerates.
I mean, like, it's slightly better matchup with Azu. But
still
not like
not great.
And then you get walled by like opposing Turtonators, right? Things like that. So
yeah, you would.
There's that. Like if it's a popular Pokemon, Dragon Pulse is going to be very important for the mirror too, right?
Yeah.
And that's the nice thing about Overheat is that even if it's resisted, it just hits so hard. And it looks like it's a worse matchup with Tapu Fini because you just can't get the two moves.
Yeah.
So I would say probably not run that. But it is interesting that it has a coverage. Maybe if it had like a lower energy steel move, you can consider it. But I think that move is Flash Cannon kind of sucks. So.
And we also had a question before that we didn't get around to about the moves on Azu, and I'm thinking you actually might need Play Rough Hydro Pump because like what are you achieving with Ice Beam in this meta that you're not already doing with Play Rough and just your Fairy typing?
Just other than the fact that it's your lowest energy charge move. There is grass types in this meta. Just keep that in mind. So
wouldn't be many.
There are. Ferrothorn, so you get completely walled by Ferrothorn if you don't have Ice Beam. I mean, it's not like it's a good matchup with Ice Beam, but it's something, right?
I think you're getting more from Hydro Pump. Like
Shiinotic and Whimsicott could be. I think
Shiinotic.
No, people are actually talking it up.
Yeah.
Like look here, it beats all the dragons pretty well, and it can beat Ferrothorn. See, because it has Astonish as a fast move instead of Whimsicott. I guess Whimsicott also beats that, so it's kind of interesting. But you have a little bit more play into things like Registeel with Shiinotic, although it's still a pretty bad battle rating.
And a bit more farm potential as well.
Yeah, you at least can do neutral damage to, like, there's not a lot of normal types in the meta, so you're at least doing neutral stuff. There's actually only one normal type, which is Wigglytuff. Let's see how many dark types there are. Not many. I don't think the dark types look very good because they're dark dragons and stuff.
Plus, you still and, like, with all the dark types, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I think an argument could be made for Hydro Pump. I just always hate giving up Ice Beam because it's the lowest energy charge move on Azu, and there's like a lot of times where you like kind of want Ice Beam. So
yeah, I think that's less so in this meta. I think like decent point about the grasses.
No, but you just get outpaced by things, and it's like way more clunky, right? Like you are going 3 times 6, so that's 12. 18 turns to your first play rough, whereas this Ice Beam, it's
actually worse. It's 21 turns.
Oh my god, my math's horrible. No, it's 6 bubbles to play rough. What are you talking about?
I thought you were talking about Hydro Pump.
Hydro Pump, yeah, it's 7 bubbles. I know, but I'm saying like you're missing out on a bit of pacing with the play rough. But you definitely need play rough. You definitely need play rough with all the dragons around, and for the mirror as well. Like, you're gonna need play rough.
Yeah.
Why does Pharaoh need Thunder? Pharaoh needs Thunder because it gets walled by Steel types if it doesn't have Thunder. So, and Flash Cannon, as we already saw, doesn't seem like the greatest charge move in this meta. So at least with Thunder, you can hit back against something like here, Skarmory. Potentially a Mawile in the right situation. I guess Sandslash would be neutral with Flash Cannon. Registeel, like it's still a bad matchup for it, but you have the ability to. It's doing 28%. So I mean, there could be a scenario where you could KO with a Thunder, right? So yeah, triple move Azu, that would be the ideal situation. But yeah, Hydro Pump is definitely much better for Registeel. But we're still let's keep going with the dragons quickly though. I think
A-Slash is much better with Hydro.
Yeah, but the bubble buff really helped with A-Slash in general. I mean, A-Slash just shields the Hydros, right? So.
Well, I mean, you're still getting shields from them.
They shield play roughs too. Don't get me wrong.
All right.
So I don't know about A-Slash, but yeah, we'll have to see how it comes out. There is Flygon seems like the second best. Flygon and Haxorus seem like the next best dragons.
I was going to say SS Storm will have a heart attack if we don't mention Flygon soon.
Haxorus has access to counter, which only 3 Pokemon I think in this meta have access to counter. One is Haxorus, the other is Escavalier. And then the other one is what is it?
Lucario?
Lucario, right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Teamwork.
Those are the only 3 counter users, and Haxorus being a dragon type. I know they did nerf Breaking Swipe, but it still has decent other charge moves with like Night Slash, Earthquake potentially.
Makes it a whole lot harder to sim though.
Yeah, it does. And it's ranked 15 with the fact that Breaking Swipe won't debuff on the first one, right? So
yeah, that's a big deal. What's the percentage again? What's the chance?
It's 50%.
Okay.
But they never debuff it on the first one.
Triple counter
on
team? Oh, I don't
PvP.
know about that.
Okay, so if you were to potentially run Earthquake, I think it's not a bad idea in this meta for coverage, specifically against fairies and like Azu and stuff.
Okay.
So Earthquake does 43% to Azu, 42.6%. That's a good chunk of damage.
Mm.
That allows you to win the 2-0s. It's something.
That is something. If you're desperate to win Switch. That should be our catchphrase. It's something.
Mm. I mean, Azu's just super bulky, right? I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. But like, let's say for example, Tapu Fini, right? Like, an Earthquake against Tapu Fini is doing 65%. So that allows you to win the one shield with a bait, just barely.
That's pretty cool.
And if you get the debuff on the breaking swipe, then you're even more comfortably. You're leaving that with about 10 HP, which is not a lot, but like for a dragon type with counter beating a fairy type, I mean it does have water gun, which is saving grace.
Yeah.
But the water guns are doing 2%. So, and this is just going straight surf. So obviously Haxorus is very glassy. But Haxorus is able to win apparently the zeros too with Earthquake against Tapu Fini. That's pretty cool. And you get to the Earthquake before they get to the Moonblast.
And so, Thorn talks about beating Azu in the 2s with a 1 mudshot advantage. That's crazy.
What, Flygon?
Yeah. The Shadow.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Haxorus. I don't have a Shadow Flygon, unfortunately. I do have one Shadow Trapinch that I caught recently, but it still has frustration, and it's also very bad.
Well, let's check those IVs then.
On what? Like, my?
Yeah, like is that IV dependent, that matchup?
Oh, mine's really bad. Let's see here. I saved it because it's the only one I did, but it's like really bad. It's I need to do more of these Trapinch reads.
What are the IVs?
I'm pulling it up right now. 6, 7, 8. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, bam, still does it.
Okay.
Look at that shit.
Yo, what's up, dude? The Ant? Welcome in. Yes, sir. We're doing Lyle and Fish. Don't forget about Fish. How much is a Scorching Sand doing to Azu?
From a Shadow, 36%. That is against the rank 1.
It's a pretty good amount of damage. It looks good too. It's a little glassier than the Turtonator. It's a 1741. Obviously Shadow's even glassier. You do struggle a little bit more against some of the other fast move things, but like it's definitely very interesting, that's for sure. The Shadow looks a little like, you can see the Registeel matchup with the Shadow is at 894. With the regular, it's a 524. So the Shadow does look a little better because you can kill with maybe, I guess, a Scorching Sand and a Dragon Claw can knock out, or maybe it's just the Scorching Sand itself. Okay, this is with a bait, but obviously it doesn't matter. Yeah, you can just KO with the Scorching Sand. It does 63%, and the Mudshots are doing 3% to Registeel.
Nice.
That's pretty insane.
Oh, whoop!
It looks good
Found
too.
it.
What's up?
Shadow Flygon Registeel Core. Only losing to opposing Flygon, Coma O, 50% Zygarde, Shogun, and Latias. Shadow Latias.
Shadow Latias is interesting. It's not Shadow Latios. Is that like Charm or something?
It wouldn't be, because then it wouldn't be beating Registeel.
Well, then how can you just? Oh, what does it have? Thunder or something? How's it beating Registeel?
Dragon Breath and Thunder. It is tanking one Zap Cannon, which is doing 47%. Hey, DeFi. Tonight?
Tonight is not. I mean, DeFi. You wouldn't like the team that I was running last night because it had a Shadow Pokemon in it. So.
Oh no.
But I was running actually. I was actually running Lickitung, Shadow Latios, and Skarmory. It was going pretty well. In the.
I believe so.
I don't think it's that much bulkier, but the thing is, it's got a worse moveset. The thing is, Latias doesn't have. Yeah, it is bulkier, but it also
decent difference.
Yeah, but one has Dragon Claw and the other doesn't. That's the main thing, right? Like, I don't even think I ever got a Shadow Latios, which I'm gonna regret now. If it ever gets Dragon Claw or something, I'm gonna be really pissed about that.
Au contraire, I love that DeFi.
How it always corrects to Latinos, eh? That's hilarious.
I'm gonna use my Shadow Latinos.
Whoa, take it easy there. We don't want to get canceled, Fish.
Someone's already talked about rolling joints. If we survive that I think we're fine.
Well, that's not racist, at least. Okay, so let's just talk quickly about some of the other dragons, and then we can move to some of the other typings. So a lot of these are doing the same sort of thing down in these lower ranges, where they're like, it's more of like a dragon fast move pressure, right? Mm-hmm. So you have like, I think a lot of them do the same sort of thing. Dragonair is interesting because it's a little spammier, but I'm not sure if the move Aqua Tail Body Slam are like as nice for the meta as something like a Dragonite with that like fighting damage, or Coma O with the close combat. Like, if you notice, a lot of the top dragons have like really good steel coverage moves, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas technically Dragonair, like Aqua Tail does hit neutral and sometimes super effective, and it also doesn't have a good move to hit super effective against other dragons, which is why I think it's lower, right? Mm-hmm. I think, unless Fish, there's anything else you want to talk about, the only other thing I'm kind of curious is Gabite.
Mudshot, Dig, Flamethrower.
I mean, it's the same typing, I think. Is it a pure dragon, actually? It might be a pure dragon. Let's see here. Oh, it's a dragon crown, so it's the same typing and as Flygon. And it has Mudshot, Dig, Flamethrower. And you can also learn Twister, which is not a very good move. But Dig getting a big buff, like, really shot up the rankings. Like,
is Scorching Sand still better?
I think Dig is a better charge move, but Scorching Sands has a debuff percentage chance.
Right.
I also think, yeah, I'm pretty sure Dig is a more efficient move. Is it?
According to Thorn. Let me.
Oh, then yeah, that makes sense because now that you mention it, I'm remembering that Diggersby has access to both.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Dig and Scorching Sands, yes. So yeah, Scorching Sands is the upgrade. If you have the Flygon, I guess it's better, but this one is interesting to have this flamethrower coverage, I guess, for something like a Ferrothorn. Like Flygon, technically, regular Flygon beats Ferrothorn. It says here Shadow Flygon loses to Ferrothorn. So, there is some situations where having the fire type and like Escavalier, right? You can one-shot an Escavalier. So I think there's definitely some situations where you could consider Gabite over over that, but
it's
not
looking to
sure
me mainly like Ferrothorn's the biggest advantage of having flamethrower. And Shinotic, I guess.
Fair enough. Yeah, any of the fairy, the grass fairy types as well. Skarmory too, potentially.
Yeah,
you don't get walled by Skarmory as well. So, I mean, there is some advantages to it, right? Oh, I just checked my storage. I have a rank 500 Shadow Gabite for Great League.
Rank 500. Let's go. What do I have?
Fuck, it still has frustration.
Ah.
Damn it. Dude, I blame Niantic because I didn't have as much TMs, and I'm trying to do more of these raids when they come out for the raid days and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think I saved the Gabite for Great League IVs.
Wait, when did Lucario get Blaze Kick?
Like last season, I think.
That's pretty wild. Would you run Blaze Kick or Pup?
Yeah, Seathorn, Shadow Gabite. That's what it is. Too bad I don't have. Whatever. I think Blaze Kick is pretty interesting in this meta. Because like it can actually do some like real damage, right? Okay, I have a rank 216 shiny Gabite.
Good work.
Is that good enough?
I've got a rank 65 regular Gabite.
Yeah, mine's regular, but it's shiny.
So you also do more.
The thing is I saved Garchomps. Like I have Garchomps for Great League, but I didn't save. I didn't really save Gabites. But I mean, I have one, and I have that Shadow that I could potentially build in the future if I ever can TM away. So it's not the end of the world.
And
you don't think the non-Shadow works?
Skarmory Thorn.
You motherfucking small. Okay, so I think we're basically done with most of the dragons. Some of them are interesting, but like I feel like they're kind of more niche play, right? Like maybe Dragonite has some interesting play, or Dragonair. Guzzlord I think is pretty bad in these metas. This meta.
How does a Alolan Executor do against the Water Fairies?
Pete's Feeney loses to Azu, but you could also run Bullet Seed, but then you're gonna get destroyed by the other dragons, right?
Yeah.
But it does pretty well into the dragons. So, I mean, there's that. I think there's definitely reasons to consider running one of the dragons that has access to what do you call it? Like a dragon fast move. And I also think, like you said, the Alolan Executor that has the ability to hit back against Azu is something interesting. A Seed Bomb is doing almost 50% to Azu. That's pretty nice.
That's pretty cool,
right?
Yeah.
You barely lose the 2s. You just can't quite do enough damage. And Ice Beam's doing 136%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but the bubbles are only doing very little damage because you're a dragon grass type, right? So it also has access to Solar Beam.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe you could catch some Azus, unsuspecting Azus. You know? They don't expect it.
Actual option. 116%.
Yeah, 109. Like it does a lot. It's gonna one hit. I do like Shadow Alolan. Do you think a lot of people will have Turtonator under 1500? Yeah, I think so. I have one Turtonator. Well, Well, I have a couple actually, but I have one that's like a rank 300. It's not the greatest. It only gets to 1487 CP, but I mean,
I don't have any. I've got one Turtonator and it's over 1500.
Like this one actually was caught at a raid and traded to me, and it went under. So I mean, yeah. So yeah, like you can easily get like a decent one and get it like pretty good. I didn't do many trades for these. I have another one that's I have 2 here tagged for trade. So maybe I should see if I could re-roll those with somebody.
Going back to the question of double counter user backline, I'm not seeing it. Because you either have to find something that covers Azumarill in the lead, or you have to find something that covers Turtonator. I don't think you can cover both.
Oh, I was gonna say Blaze. So Blaze Kick, it's for Escav, right? Potentially. So, I mean, Shadow Ball does a lot there for sure, but like you can for 40 energy, you can one shot an Escavalier, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's like one of the probably bigger counters to Lucario in the meta is like Escav and probably Turtonator, right? Everything else, Escav actually looks pretty Lucario looks pretty interesting against, because like these Azu and Fini matchups are like kind of flippable.
Yeah.
Like a Shadow Ball is doing almost 37% to an Azu, so like this is with a bait. I don't think you really need to bait. Here, let's see. Yeah, I guess like Pup would allow you to flip some like Azu matchups with if you get them to shield a Pup. But like I just don't think that Azu would ever shield that, right? Like why would they? Lucario is definitely interesting. Registeel, obviously, apparently it's ranked number 1. It just seems to do well in general with its charge moves, I guess, right? And since Azu and like since the fairies are going to be pretty popular to help tamp down on some of these coverage dragons, like we've been talking about, that will allow Registeel to have some pretty solid play into the anti-dragons in the meta.
How does the matchup between Lucario and Registeel go when you're running Blaze Kick rather than close combat? So like, is that, do you beat it
Why would you run close combat? They run Shadow Ball.
Yeah, like previously. Like in previous iterations of this meta, a lot of people would be running close combat. So
Blaze Kick is doing 36%. So, I mean, the only thing that would help you with that you would lose is probably the zeros. I don't think people are running close combat. I think most people would be running Pup. Also, this meta was never eligible in Great League. Just for the record, I would like to point that out.
Oh yeah.
This is an Ultra League meta that they've adapted to Great League. We've had it twice before in Ultra League. This is the first time they've ever had it in Great League.
So what? There was another meta where probably Sinnoh Cup or something where like a lot of people were starting to run close combat.
I think that was Fossil Cup.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about Azu double counter because I think you're struggling too much against opposing Azu.
I think if you could draw out I don't know, like Lucario and Escav both don't seem that bad into Azu. Like the battle rating's 400.
Yeah, okay.
You can chip the Azu a lot, and like the battle rating's actually worse with Escavalier, which I find interesting. Maybe that's because of the bubble buff. Yeah, the bubbles are doing a lot. Holy shit. Yeah.
4.6%. That's wild.
But the zeros, like 2 drill runs, you get the Azu pretty low. I mean,
Azu
who wants to
actually
shield it?
loses the ones according to this, but it's throwing a Mega Horn. What?
Azu what? Loses the ones?
Against a Scavalier.
Hold on, let me see. I don't know why it's not defaulting to like rank ones. It still says Escav loses the ones to
Could be an IV thing.
Megahorn actually does do 1 more damage, just for the record. So
With the one you're simming.
no, just in general, Megahorn
okay.
does 1 more damage than Drill Run against Azu.
That's pretty weird. And maybe you actually need that. Hang on. So
typically Megahorn is doing more damage. Like I remember, like versus Machamp and stuff too. Like Megahorn's doing like an extra couple damage.
And
even resisted versus neutral.
This is rank 1 versus rank 1. By the time you get to this last drill run, Azu has 52 HP and the drill run does 52 damage. So throwing that Mega Horn actually legitimately helps in that matchup.
Is this with Ice Hydro Play Rough Azu?
Nope.
I don't know why my Sims is saying it's losing.
It's IVs.
Or maybe... No, these are rank 1s. These are both rank 1s.
Are you really?
Yes.
What is the difference? Maybe it's maybe mine's gone off of the rank. Oh, hang on. No, this is rank 396 now. Get out of here. Rank 90. My apologies. Yeah, Azu's winning now.
Yeah, I think it's a very close matchup though. Like, and so like that's the thing. Is like Azu looks good, but it's not gonna sweep teams. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have like Escav, Lucario on your team, even if you're running it sort of like in, the only thing I would worry about is if you're running Escav and Lucario would be something like. So you have to realize there's things in this meta that do learn fire fast moves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have Turtonator, which would rip through that backline, right? We also have Mawile.
But
okay,
that's the point of having Azu in the lead, because then like you draw out the fire Pokemon with one of your fighters, and then come in against.
Maybe
Azu,
they're going to be running double fire.
I mean, if they are GG, well played, sir. But I think double fire backline's pretty risky.
I don't know, man. People love their fire. People love their Mawile. You're gonna be able to catch a lot of things. A lot of people sleeping with the Mawile probably too.
How often do you see Mawile in the back though?
Sometimes it's good in the back. You RPS people, right? You can put it wherever you want. Who cares? I actually have a Shadow Mawile built now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now I find the change in dynamic funny where like at the start other people were like, yeah, Azu double counter, and I'm like, now I'm the one defending it.
No, but I said it could be good, but I also don't like cookie cutter ABB teams like that because they force you into doing things that are unnatural. Like
swapping out of a good lead.
Like let's say you're leading like Azu Mir, okay? You're just playing at the lead. Maybe you're winning CMP, so like you're gonna win the lead. But you're thinking like, oh, what happens if they have a fire in the back? Like I'm gonna have to swap my Lucario into this Azu at some point. Like, we did briefly talk about Shiinotic. We said it looked pretty decent. I don't know if it's a big change between about Whimsicott. I think Whimsicott is fairly similar. So, but yeah, like typically I like to run backlines that sort of complement each other. so that I can like play out neutral matchups in the lead if I want,
Yeah.
and sort of get energy on one of my back Pokemon and not be like necessarily core broken. That's typically how I like to design my GBL teams now. But whatever works for any most people, I think they can. There's nothing wrong with building some sort of beta strat team, but they definitely work in the GBL. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. They've got their weaknesses, but hang on.
Omar Holder remembers the Mountain Cup chats. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, Thorn feels the same way. The ABB, I mean, ABB is one of the easier teams to run, right?
I don't better ABB teams than others.
There's also ABB teams that are like you're baiting out specific Pokemon. Maybe you're not necessarily baiting out like a whole typing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I built a Shadow Mawile for the Merciless Cup, which actually we battled Fish in the Merciless Cup.
Did we?
I don't know if you remember.
Oh no, that was the one that
that was so fucked.
We didn't really, because like
I know, dude, your team was so scuffed. I don't know what was going on with your team, dude. It was a mega
six
scuff.
or like my teammates.
No, your teammates and the person. Like the week. Okay, quick side note. Like we were literally like 4 days into the first week of the Merciless Cup, and Elite's opponent's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna sit out this tournament. I don't think I can do it. And they're like, the person's like, we haven't had time to practice. I haven't had time to do any scrims this week, and I'm just too busy. I'm thinking like, you don't have to scrim, number one, and number two, you're telling me over the course of one whole week you can't find 15 minutes to do a battle?
Yeah.
Like I know people's lives are busy, but people over exaggerate things, right?
For sure.
And they're poor. What do you call it? Time managers, I guess you could say. Anyways, that's a quick side note. We were supposed to battle Fish, but then when he was assigned the role, it was overnight in Australia, and there was a whole thing, and we just took the free win because we're like, fuck it.
And that was like, we had 2 losses in that whole tournament. One of them was that one.
We went undefeated, so
nice.
We finished first.
You wouldn't have been if I'd been awake.
Elite was gonna fucking spank you, little bro. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, no, Elite's washed.
Dude, somebody clip that.
Be careful how loud you say that.
Somebody clip that, okay? Somebody clip that for Elite, please. Azu, I like that Licky Azu Turge, but not the ones which you have to like 2 of the same Pokemon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like okay, let's see here. What else? Okay, what else can we talk about here, Fish? You want to talk about some more? Move on to some steel types,
steals, yeah.
Or you want to talk? Okay, let's search by steals. So obviously, like Lucario and Escav do pretty well against most other steals, right? Except for Skarmory, which apparently Skarmory beats Escav. I would assume in the 2 shield, Escavalier cleans this up, right? Yeah. In the 2 shield, you just get to 3 drill runs and the counters do enough. But the Steel Wings are doing like basically 1 less damage than counters. So that's pretty nuts. Skarmory looks interesting. Pardon, go ahead.
Acid Spray Escav? Like,
well, you definitely want Drill Run. You definitely need Drill Run, right?
Yeah. I'm just thinking, how much is Megahorn getting you?
Well, it definitely helps versus like Ferrothorn. It's like a really good neutral charge move, I guess. You could probably get away with Acid Spray for sure. I don't know. It's like, it's one of those risk things. I think Acid Spray might also be a little bit better for the mirror if you get the debuff and they shield it, I guess. So there's pros and cons to it for sure.
And
I mean, but
a lot of these matchups, like Ferrothorn, where Megahorn's good, you are still winning those matchups if you don't have Megahorn.
Yep, for sure. So those are the so you have those fighting steel types. You have Registeel and G-Fisk, which are kind of like the generalist steels, right? They don't necessarily beat every Pokemon, but like shields down certain scenarios. Like if we go here and we look at closers, like Registeel number 1. It beats like a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
Registeel Shadow number 2. Pretty interesting.
Alolan Dugtrio.
Yeah, Dugtrio has Mud Slap. It's ranked 28th and 31st. It's not too bad. This is the Shadow.
Keep it well away from the fairies, the fairy waters.
Yeah, the fairy waters and the grass types. It's the same typing as Escav, right?
No.
Sorry, G-Fest. That's what I meant. I just saw the Escav here. Yeah. It's the same typing as G-Fist. Yeah, it is a ground steel type. It has access to Mud Slap, Mud Bomb, Iron Head, Earthquake. And it did get a pretty big... I mean, Mud Slap did get a buff, right? So it's definitely interesting, but I don't think it's that good.
What's Mud Slap stats now? What's Mud Slap stats now?
Mud Slap. Let's see here. Oops, can't search Slap apparently.
9 energy and 11 damage. So a 3.66 DPT and a 3 EPT. 3 EPT being pretty average, but...
So if you look actually by damage per turn, it's like slightly better than a lot of things, like slightly better than Poison Jab, Steel Wing, Ember. So it's like a pretty good. It's actually like a slightly better version of Ember. Because you have to generate the same energy.
It's pretty cool.
And you do more damage. And it's slightly worse than like Poison Jab and Steel Wing. So it's not bad. It's not as good as it could be.
It is also an extra turn as well.
Yeah, it's a 3 turn for sure. But you can get those if you get slapping. Like you could really slap some shit around if you know what I'm saying. Plus, it's got the wicked hair, and it's like it's probably just like head banging and stuff.
Lucario
I think I have a really. I have a really good one. I have a rank 4 Great League Alolan Dugtrio.
Let's go.
And it's only level 30. It's only level 30. Yo, what's up, Pogodoms? Welcome in. It's only requires level 30, so it's not like as XL as regular Dugtrio. Because I know the Kanto Dugtrio requires like pretty high level. Like it's like this Kanto Dugtrio I have requires like 118 XLs to get it up there. So yeah. I guess we have to talk about Basti.
If there weren't any counter users in the meta.
And things with Water Gun. And things with Incinerate. Like, the low-key, Magnezone could get some play, depending, right? So, like, having we've already talked about, like, ground type's not that bad. It's a pretty decent typing in the meta. It just seems like the Dragon combination with ground is just more flexible.
Totally.
And a little better, right? Than the Steel ground coverage. Even though G-Fisk is ranked so high, but it's also just because of the stat product difference, right? Like 2200 versus 1562. Like that's a huge difference. Like if G-Fisk has the charge moves of Extra Gel, it would be the #1 ranked Pokemon for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Like so that's why Extra Gel is ranked so high, but I don't think it's that great. We have Shadow Sandslash as well. Very interesting pick because it's pretty flexible. We've already talked already about how like neutral ghost type damage is going to be as a fast damage, right?
Yep.
There's only one normal type of meta, Wigglytuff, and the dark types don't look that good. So basically nothing top meta is going to be resisting that ghost type fast move. Right?
You are obviously going to struggle against your counter users a lot.
Counter users, fire types, some of the grounds. For sure.
Probably be able to get off one drill run against Turtonator, at least.
Mm-hmm.
So you could probably at least get a shield from it.
Whoa. Whoa. Check this pick out I just noticed here. Berserker. It has Trailblaze.
Oh.
Just saying. I mean, maybe it's not good.
Tapu and Azu.
Yeah, but that's without... they have close combat foul play. Is that with Trailblaze?
Yeah. Try it out. So you wouldn't run close combat?
Well, the thing is, how much energy is Trailblaze? Isn't it 50 energy?
Yeah.
So I don't think you could run... I think you have to run foul play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I guess like you don't need to boost close combat damage, do you?
You beat Azu and Tabafini. Just barely.
Okay, that's something. Something.
And that's not even... These are not rank 1 ones. Look at that. If you have a high stat product one, easily win all even shields against Azu. I don't know. It looks pretty cool. You have the shadow. You have that Shadow Claw damage. Why do you need foul play though? It's just the pacing mainly, because close combat is 45. Foul play. I mean, foul play is also 45, but you're debuffing yourself. I guess you could run close combat Trailblaze. I forgot. I thought close combat was 50, but
the only buy was less. No, yeah, I keep making that mistake too. Dynamic punch is 50, close combat 45. I think that is one of those move sets that is a little bit dealer's choice. Like, because close combat will really help you against opposing fighters as well.
It's got a 451 battle rating.
Against what?
The top meta. You're able to beat the Azu. Let me put the actual... I don't... I want to put, like, good ranks here. Yeah, you're able to beat all the waters. You beat like some of the dragon air, I guess. G-Fist you can beat now. Ferrothorn, Registeel. I mean, depending on the meta, or depending on what the meta turns out to be, like it's kind of interesting. You are losing the Skarmory, which is interesting. Oh, for some reason they're no shielding a Trailblaze, and then shielding a close combat in the Sims. Well, I don't think I would play it that way. It's close with close combat. You have to land. Close combat's doing about 40%. Yeah. I don't know. It could be an interesting pick.
And then, so how does the win rate change if you're running foul play over close combat?
It's 8 wins, 12 losses against the top meta with a 429 battle rating. And if you do this, it's 6 wins, 4 losses. So it is worse.
Yep.
With foul play. You're picking up some of the other dragons, specifically the flying dragons. But I mean, they'll shield pretty much anything, right? You can get a Dragonite to shield a Trailblaze, probably.
Omar's very sold on Berserker. I
love Berserker. I have a Berserker here, and I love to use it. It's a rank 191 for Great League. Do I have a better? I have a Great League rank 72 here too. It might be. I'll have to check the Sims on that later. See if that's any better. I'm gonna TM this right now. Foul play, Ironhead. Nope. Trailblaze, let's go, baby. Trailblaze close combat. Dude, you could run Berserker lead and then RPS backline. Easy dubs. And the nice thing is, like, even if it is like a fire type, right? If you can farm something down later and you get off like a close combat on like a Mawile or something, or a Turtonator, it's gonna hurt. Like, right?
How much does close combat do to Turtonator?
Let's see here. Turtonator is bulky, remember, right? So foul play is doing 33% to Turtonator. A close combat is doing 47%.
That's
so like great. That's a good chunk, man.
It's a chunk.
If you farm,
sure, but like,
but if you
tank that and farm down.
I know, but like, if let's say that's you lead into a Turtonator, and then near the end of the battle, you're farming something. You know, you get some energy. The whole battle's been playing out. Like, there's win cons there, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not. It's not like leading a Charjabug into a Gligar in the whatever dog shit cup we're playing right now, and it's like, well, if I don't flip switch, I lose. You know, GG me. Dude, okay, get this shit. I had someone. No, hold on. A quick aside. I was streaming last night. I had someone come into my stream, okay, and I was running Charjabug, Gligar, Jellicent, okay, and my opponent was running Gligar, Jellicent, Charjabug.
Okay.
So I led my Gligar or my Charjabug into their Gligar.
Yeah.
I safe swapped my Gligar. They chipped and they came in with their Jellicent. Sure. Then I actually got a shield. In the back was their own Charjabug. Someone in my chat said, "You guys are running mirror teams, so this will come down to who's the most skilled battler." I said, "Are you fucking dude? We're running mirror teams in the opposite orders, and this guy's RPSing the shit out of me right now. What the fuck are you talking about?"
It's skill issue.
I could not. And that battle was really close actually. At the end, like, I could not handle it. I'm like, this is why some people are just clueless. I don't
yeah, this is why you didn't win Worlds.
Yeah, this is why. No, I know why I didn't win Worlds, and don't remind me about it, okay?
Yeah. Dugong, we have established that I think actually a lot of people will have Turtonator because it was available in research.
Why did Dugong say he doesn't have a Turtonator?
He said no one will have a Turtonator.
Bro, my Turtonator is shut the fuck up, man, Dugong. Yeah, nobody. Turtonator is actually pretty good. Turtonator, yeah, like I did a trade for Turtonator at NAIC with X Gerald X. So I learned this a little while ago. Timing someone out actually caused them to unfollow too. So thanks a lot, La. Does it?
Yeah.
I don't think it does.
That's what I've been informed.
I've been timed out many times. It never caused me to unfollow.
That's interesting because I unfollowed. That's alright. No, I timed someone out like in the same way you did, like they were a regular, and I was just like, nah, fuck it, it's my channel. Get out of here for a minute. And then yeah, they told me that it unfollowed them as well, or maybe that was their excuse.
I don't know. Maybe that I don't think. I mean, Dugong can come back whenever he wants, but I just had to let him know.
You timed me out for 10 minutes. Oh no, you removed the timeout. Cool.
I removed the timeout because I'm a nice guy, but I just had to let him know that don't fuck with me, okay? Yeah, the Berserker looks very interesting. Any other ghost type, fast move. Togetic also, keep in mind, Togetic has Steel Wing. I don't think it's good this meta, but it's something to consider. Klefki has Astonish. It's probably just a worse Mawile, because Mawile also has Astonish, but you probably don't want to run that. You probably want to run Fire Fang.
Does it still? How does it go against all the dragons with Fire Fang? It would get clapped by Turtonator.
Yeah, it gets caught by Turtonator. It depends on the dragon, I think. I mean, like, the ground dragons will destroy it, obviously, because they have Mudshot and Scorching Sands, right? But, like, it's still technically beating Shadow Dragonair, according to this, so, I mean, and it's losing to Shadow Dragonite. It's not great.
Yeah.
I think the regular Mawile might be better. Yeah, it's not amazing. It's not amazing. Let's just put it that way.
So then Fairy Wind, would that be a better way to go?
I think you want Fire Fang. Because it's a fairy type that beats all the steels, right? And I don't think Fairy Wind is going to help you at all in this meta. You're still probably going to lose to the Tapu Fini and Azu with Fairy Wind, and you're going to do you're going to get destroyed by all the steel types and Escav and everything, and Ferrothorn probably, and you're going to lose the Turtonator anyways. So
I imagine Fairy Wind Mawile would beat Azu. I don't know about Tapu.
It's glassy, man. It's very glassy.
For sure, but like all resisted charge moves.
Doesn't matter.
Because Lyle won't let anyone run Hydro Pump.
You lose to Azu. With Fairy Wind. Let's with Pup Fairy Wind. Maybe Iron Head you can do a bit better. Okay, you win the one shield with a battle rating of 512, according to this. So it's not something. It's not even top rank ones. Okay, you have 1 HP left if you're going rank 1 to rank 1. Let's go. And that's a rank 1 Shadow, right?
That's 5 hit. You're not letting him farm.
You do win the zeros pretty comfortably if they don't have Hydro Pump, because you do double play rough. Yeah, it could beat Hidden Power Tapu Fini. You are correct.
Not Hidden Power Fire Tapu Fini.
Oh, not Hidden Power Fire. No, it would definitely lose. I mean, you just run Water Gun, I think, right? I like Tapu Fini more than Azu though. Like, I don't like personally, because I know that the only like main downside would be like Ferrothorn, but like you don't have to determine you're like more consistent with the Water Gun Surf, and like you can still have some play into Registeel.
Can you
unlike some people you can, but it's debuff dependent.
Yeah, okay.
So you can see here that if Registeel gets a Zap Cannon debuff on the first one, then you can't. But if you get I believe if you get the Zap Cannon debuff, let's see here. It's super close. I think you have to Moonblast, actually. But, like, it's very close. It depends on how good their Reggie is, too, right? But it's really dependent on the debuff, because, like, the Water Guns are doing 2 damage, and the Surfs are doing by themselves 30 damage, right? And then as soon as they get the Zap debuff, let's see here. Water Guns are still doing 2, but the Surf is going from 30 damage to 24 damage. And if they, heaven forbid, they get 2 Zap debuffs, the Water Guns are going down to 1 damage, which is horrible. At that point, your Water Guns are doing nothing, right? Yeah. And it's not unheard of to get 2 Zap debuffs, right?
For sure.
The odds are technically more favorable, but
pretty good.
I mean, you always know how it goes, right? So yeah. I like Tapu Fini though. I think it's really strong because it seems a little bit better into some of the fighters and the steel types, right? Because you don't have to rely on like resisted charge moves. You have the Surf. It definitely is more awkward into some of the dragons, but if some of the dragons are like if some of the top dragons are like Flygon and Turtonator, then I think Tapu Fini is fine for those dragons, right? So,
and
yeah,
its only hard counters are the grasses, right?
that's the only that's the only thing that walls it is like the grass types, really. I mean, of course, some of the electric types are technically hard counters, but you can actually throw surfs at them, right? Like it's not like they wall you, but yeah, like Ferrothorn is definitely going to be popular because anytime like Azu and stuff is going to be a popular Pokemon in the meta, there's always going to be people running Ferrothorn, right? To try to like RPS you and get it locked on that in that matchup. So
with Volt, so like the matchup between Magnezone and Tapu Fini used to be not that great, but with Volt Switch now, that's looking pretty good.
Yeah, Volt Switch has. Yeah, I mean it's good for the Magnezone, but I mean if you look like for the Shadow, let's say a Surf does do almost 58%. So it's not like there's no ways that you can flip it basically depending on how you're able to maneuver around the battle, right? Straight up, it's a bad matchup, of course.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's not like you're getting completely walled. Like it doesn't matter how you maneuver around the battle. If you get your Tapu Fini on a Ferrothorn, you're getting fucked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can have 2-0 shields and they probably still beat you.
Yeah.
So, but at least in this scenario, like Tapu Fini wins the 1-0s, able to get to the Surf, and the 2-1s is you just get Volt Switch down. Is this like a good rank Tapu? This is not a good rank Tapu. Let's see here. I gotta fix that setting. Okay, the Magnezone can still farm you down here. That's unfortunate. So yeah, if the Magnezone has one shield, it can basically full farm down your Tapu Fini. But if you are able to get a couple Water Gun head start, they will have to double shield potentially, right?
Yep.
So there's that too. I mean,
looking like the regular Magnezone is ranked higher.
Okay.
I think maybe that is the way to go.
I mean, it's ranked 2 slots higher. I wouldn't say either way.
Yeah, I mean,
it gets absolutely destroyed by any of the ground types and the fighting types. So we'll have to see how the meta shakes out, I guess.
I think the extra bulk is more handy than the extra attack in this situation. Like for example, with those Surfs from Tapu Fini. Like surely you can tank one a little bit better.
It says here that a regular Magnezone can beat a Escavalier with a bait, I guess.
Bait, yeah.
That's pretty insane.
Is that Escavalier throwing Megahorn?
I mean, they're only going to get to one move. Maybe they're just BMing. Well, they at this point, they're down to 2 HP.
So throw Megahorn?
Wait. No, this sim is bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, never mind. They just counter you down.
Yeah.
I gotta adjust this setting. I'm gonna do it right now. Let's see here. Okay, no, if you have a good ranked one, you do get there.
I wonder how good that rank needs to be.
I mean, it looks like, let's see if there's a counter break point. There looks like there's a counter break point at a defense of 121. So 121.8. So my guess is, now that I'm looking at it here, if you have at all close to like a default Escavalier, you're going to be able to just counter it down.
Yeah.
It's going to be very hard for the Magnezone to get this. Like, let's see a max defense Magnezone might be able to get it. It looks like here. Let me see. You're actually losing out on HP then by going max defense. So it's kind of like you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot in a way. It's like very it's I think maybe there is like a high defense Magnezone that you can try to get a little bit of extra defense on your Magnezone to potentially help you out a bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to be easy though. Basically, like any type of attack on your Escav. Does Magnet Zone cook? I don't think so, Thorn. I think it looks very horrible.
Very horrible. Not just horrible.
I mean, dude, like it gets walled by some things, right? Like I try to find picks that, if I can, that have some general play against most of the meta. Like there's some things in this meta, like Jephus is the number 2nd ranked Pokemon, right? I mean,
the number
you
2nd.
Just give, well, the second. I mean, number 2, whatever. Poor Dedenne. Yeah, Dedenne looks very bad.
I mean, it improves a lot with 2 Thundershocks of energy.
Copium.
Still losing a Flygon.
Says here, well, no shit. Says here you lose the 1s to Tapu Fini on even energy.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Dedenne is just always... It always seems like it's going to do so good, and then it just...
And then it's not.
I think if Dedenne had like Volt Switch or something... Yeah, Dedenne loses to Registeel, and you literally completely wall its moveset.
That's pretty wild.
But let's hold on 1 second. Let's give Dedenne Volt Switch, okay? It still loses to Registeel. What? I thought Volt Switch would help it.
No, you need to give it counter.
Volt Switch. What other electric moves are there? Are there any other good electric moves that we have in the game?
Wild Charge.
Maybe,
Give it Wild Charge Play Rough.
What happens if we give it Surf Thunderbolt? Just for fun.
How about Fusion Bolt?
There we go. Now it beats Registeel.
Oh, why Surf though?
It's like Lantern. Actually, some people wanted Lantern to get Volt Switch. Did you know that? When it got Surf, some people were asking Lantern to get Surf.
Those people don't play PvP
Volt
anymore.
Switch. Yeah. It still loses? Yeah, I know. That's unfortunate. Maybe they can do something with Parabolic Charge in the future. We'll have to see.
I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah, it could learn. Yeah, Trailblaze would help in certain situations. Definitely would not help against Registeel. But it would definitely help in other situations. But I don't know. I think it's just, I don't know what's wrong with that Pokemon. You can't fix it. Is there any other Pokemon anyone wants to talk about, or look over, or Carbank is here. Just keep that in mind. I don't think people are going to use it too much, but I mean, it's eligible. It beats Mawile, beats Turtonator, beats Escav, it beats Tapu Fini. So, I mean, that's something to consider. Melt Metal is another interesting one. Like, could be in like a decent lead, right? You superpower, Rock Slide stuff. You can switch out. Also has access to Double Iron Bash, potentially for something. I don't know. Sizer, I don't think looks that good in this meta, but it's definitely something to consider. It does say here it beats Shadow Flygon, so that's always nice.
How does it do against the Water Fairies with Trailblaze?
Yeah, it beats Azu with Trailblaze. I was using a Sizer in the Halloween Cup. 9 and 11 against the meta. Not horrible. You're losing to a lot of the steel types. Barely losing to Hexerus. You barely beat a Scav. You beat Fairthorn a little, like, not too well. You beat the Dragons. You beat Tapu Fini, Azu, Flygon. You beat really well. So, I mean, it could be something interesting to consider.
That's a good resume.
Galarian Weezing does have access to Overheat, right? But if you run Overheat Brutal Swing, you get walled by Tapu Fini. If you run Play Rough Brutal Swing, you just lose to like all the steel types. So it's an interesting one. I guess you could technically run Overheat Sludge if you wanted to.
No, get out of here.
No, you do beat Azu with Sludge.
And you don't with Play Rough.
You do, but I'm saying if you wanted to run Overheat. Look at that, 11 and 9 versus the top meta. Overheat Sludge.
I'd probably just go double Newt.
It's very clunky. Can you stop mispronouncing Sizer? No. I mean, not horrible, right? You do get walled by some of the dragons now, I guess. But what? Like with Sludge Overheat. But you're able to beat Haxorus, Dragonite, Lucario, Escaf, Fairthorn, Mawile, Sandslash, Azu, Tapu Fini. Empoleon, these matchups are super close because you have the Overheat. It could be something interesting to consider. I don't hate that moveset. It's like something spicy to consider. And of course, Cortana, you might see these floating around just because it's a Razor Leafer and people like the RPS, so you could see that flying around.
Omar mentioned Slurpuff with Charm, Flamethrower, Energy Ball.
Yeah, Slurpuff is like, it's so underwhelming. Like, Energy Ball does not do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the best. I don't know. Slurpuff, like, maybe if it had I mean, it's decent coverage. Maybe with Fairy Wind, it could have some niche play. It's much better with Fairy Wind. Well, it has Play Rough.
Ah.
I mean, you beat Escav, Lucario, Mawile, Fairthorn, Flygon, Azu, Sandslash, barely using Tapu Fini. It looks like an interesting pick too. These types of ones, these fairies with some coverage moves, look very interesting. I definitely think you should look out for them and something to consider. Other than that, I don't think there's anything too crazy down this low. Someone did mention Genesect earlier. I think it's pretty bad. No, like I don't want to burst anyone's bubble, but having only access to the normal type Technoblast at the Great League level really holds it back. If it maybe had access to like a fire or an electric type Technoblast or something, or ice or water or something like that, it might help it pick up some method. Normal just doesn't seem like the greatest coverage move in this cup. So, yeah.
What's your response to Omar here? What do you say to that?
Yeah, but Slurpuff it's a different Pokemon in Ultra League. Like, we're talking about, like, it's still decently bulky, but you're talking about 1900 stat product versus Ultra League. This thing's like an actual, like, tank. Like, Ultra League, it's like, this thing's pretty bulky, I think. It's got a good moveset. Let's compare with the other fairies. Maybe I'm misjudging it, but okay, it's actually middle of the road in terms of stat product, but it's still like pretty bulky. It's definitely has good coverage, I will say, but I just think like the non-stab charge moves, I don't know.
You generally need
I'm not...
2 to KO a lot of things.
Yeah, it's kind of like it suffers from the same problem that Registeel suffers from sometimes, right? You have no fast move pressure.
And you can't bank 2 charge moves.
Yeah, so in terms of Great League, like, it is one of the, like, sort of not frailer ones, but like when you compare the other ones, it's like okay bulk, but 1900's like middle of the road, so it's fine. I just think the water coverage is probably better, but I think Flamethrower is honestly better than Play Rough in this meta, because a lot of the you can do pretty well against some of the dragons just with the Energy Ball Fairy Wind combo, right? So then you don't get walled by the steel types. So yeah.
Is there anything else you want to cover before we put
Don't think
into
so.
it?
I think we really dive deep into this. This meta actually doesn't look. Maybe I'm just looking at it through a weird lens right now, but it doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to be.
You reckon?
I don't know. We'll have to see how it shakes out. I'm sure people will find ways to ruin it for me, but maybe I can cope about my Berserker for a half a day until I face like 17 Mawile leads in my GBL sets and just start losing my shit. And then I'll switch to Tapu Fini lead and I'll start just facing Registeel after Registeel after Registeel lead. And then I'm gonna punch a hole through the wall.
All right, let's find someone to raid. Thank you for joining us. If you only saw like a partial stream, like you weren't here for the whole thing, the VOD will be on Twitch and YouTube, or you can wait for the 6-minute TLDR version, which I'm going to record this afternoon my time. Let's raid.
Hold on, I'm gonna check this time because last time you were super scuffed with the raids and we did some
pretty scuffed.
Messed up stuff. So who are you thinking of raiding? And I'll tell you if it's a good idea or not.
Brown Baller?
Acceptable raid.
Didn't I raid like Lord Drew last time? Like you were pretty.
No, last time you raided Trainer Rem as his Twitch stream crashed.
Yeah.
And,
well, I can hardly be held accountable for that.
I was like, oh, I think his Twitch stream's down, and you're like, oh, I already raided. I already sent the raid.
Yeah, well, you got to be earlier with that shit.
That's why I'm trying to be proactive this time, because you're hard to man to reason with sometimes.
Yeah, all right. That's why this happened.
Yep.
And we are ready to go. Thank you, Lyle, for joining me. Thank you to all the viewers. You guys definitely make this stream better. Make sure to check out Lyle Jeffs on his channel. I hear he's pretty good.
I'm not doing very good right now, but good luck on the climb to Legend or Expert or wherever that milestone may be, and good luck to everyone.
Those are the only 2 ranks Lyle knows about. He doesn't know about any. Yeah. It's isn't it just
I said wherever. What am I supposed to rate every rank? Maybe some people are trying to get to rank 10. I don't fucking know what I have to list every goddamn rank.
Aren't worth mentioning. Like, yeah, good luck when you're going for Expert or Legend, or like if there are any others that you might be aiming for, then that's fine too.
Fucking damn, man.